Like I said, I don't want to say anything's impossible because it's not impossible, but I just don't see him getting stopped. Now, do I see Crawford winning? I think Canelo wins, but I think Crawford could definitely win. Why do people think Canelo's invincible? He's not invincible. That's not about being invincible. That's not invincibility. Oh, so you starting to sound like the you started to sound like the Inoue guys yesterday. That has nothing to do with invincibility, but it's proven. It's not about, we're not saying that he can't lose. It's not that we think he's invincible. We said that he can. I think he can lose, but I got Canelo. But the fact is, why would I think that a guy who's not in his weight class will be able to knock him down? In fact, I could argue based off historically speaking of what we've seen, the evidence that we've seen so far, I could argue that it's illogical to think that Terence Crawford would stop Canelo. That's a better argument than saying that Terence Crawford will stop Canelo. The better argument would say that it's borderline insanity to think that Terence Crawford will stop Canelo. Based off the evidence that we've seen, I mean, do you think Terence Crawford hits harder than Triple G? Do you think Terence Crawford hits harder than Edgar Berlanga? Do you think Terence Crawford hits harder than Dimitri Bivol? Do you think Terence Crawford hits harder than Jaime Munguia? Do you think Terence Crawford hits harder than Sugar Shane Mosley? These are all guys that Canelo fought, and he did not get knocked down. So really, the more unreasonable stance is that Bud's gonna knock down Canelo or stop Canelo. That's more unreasonable than thinking that Canelo will not get knocked down. I'm not saying that it's unreasonable to think that Terence Crawford could beat him. I'm saying that it's illogical to think that he's going to knock him down based off the evidence that we have seen historically and up until this point. I could argue that Terence Crawford may be the weakest puncher that Canelo has fought in the last decade. That's a better argument, bro. Am I right or wrong? Tell me, am I right or wrong? In the last decade, tell me John Gorilla Ryder hits harder than Terence Crawford. And but you don't have to be the hardest puncher to win. You know that. I know that. Bruno Soros, I think Jaime Munguia hits harder than Bruno Soros. We've seen what the freak happened with him. One person went to sleep and one person didn't, but I don't think Bruno Soros hits harder than Jaime Munguia. You feel me? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm actually with you. I think it can happen, but I'm saying that it's almost like I said, nothing's impossible, but it's highly unlikely. It's improbable that he's gonna stop or hurt. Or when I say hurt now, when I say hurt, I'm not talking about accumulation of punches. Of course, all punches hurt. Punches hurt. That's life. Punches hurt, man. You know what I'm saying? You get a 5-year-old hit you in the right spot on the right time and you not prepared for it. That's gonna hurt.